Hi, this is a very quick video on fixing a non-working windscreen wiper, especially perhaps one of your windscreen wiper blades isn't working. A very common fault on over 15-year-old cars, any car. Specifically, this video is on the Freelander one. Here is the windscreen wiper mechanism, which is underneath these panels, which are fairly easily removed by taking out these plastic clips. That centre portion of the plastic clip has to be pulled out first. A quick tip for removing those is to get one of these self-tapping screws, ones with a little slot down the side. You can see right at the end now. Screw that in a couple of turns into the end of the plastic. That allows you to get a grip on it. Then with a pair of pliers, pull on the screw, pulls out the centre plastic section, and then the clip will come out. So it's only really necessary to remove this right hand side part of the panel, held in by 1, 2, 3 of those plastic clips. You need to remove the windscreen wiper blades. So there's a plastic cap on the end. You need to get a small screwdriver down in this slot at the end, lever that plastic cap off, undo the bolt, and then wiggle off the arm. Then that plastic panel will lift away. Then there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3 over there that I've removed, 10mm bolts. Press down on this clip on the end to remove the electrical connector. Just do. You see this has all been removed previously and fixed. And I'm going to make it a very quick video by showing you how I fixed it. So this whole mechanism then comes out. What you'll probably find is that one of these arms has become disconnected, one of these linkage arms. So there's 1, 2 of them here, and normally this bottom one, this arm here, drops off this linkage because that's the only one that effectively connects going up, and so gravity helps in making it drop off. You can see I've got some little temporary, well not temporary, but a little extra enabling of the fix, and the fix I'll come to in a minute. So what I've done on these ones is to fix it quickly, because I didn't want to wait for any spare parts. You can buy these arms. They're about, a set of arms about £20 from eBay from China, but you'll wait weeks to get those. There are some seem to be very useful clips that just clip over the end of these plastic bits, clip it onto, or rather, clip it onto this metal ball and stud, clip through this sort of section here. Looks to be very effective, get good reviews, only cost about £5 or £10 for a set. So that is definitely the easiest way of doing it, but I didn't want to wait for a few days for those to arrive, just wanted to get on with the job and fixed it. What I actually did is to drill down through the plastic into the metal, depth of about that much or so. What's that, about 10-15mm. Had some convenient bolts, something like, I don't know what it was, an M5 or something, see what you've got in the garage. Tapped the hole, because I've got a tap and die set. Not everyone will have that, so this is not a solution for everybody, and probably the easiest solution is going to be get some of those clips, but I'm just going to show you what I did. And I put some thread locking compound on the bolt, greased up inside the ball joint, tightened up that bolt down through the hole into the metal, not completely tight, left a little bit of slack, and made sure the hole in the plastic at the top was quite a bit bigger than the bolt size, and that allows the rod to move a little bit because there's some odd angles involved in it as it's going round. So it's not on any stress. Same here, bolt underneath, bolt on that one. This really shows a second level of protection to keep that ball joint in place in case it ever fails again, in case the bolt ever falls out. Or you could use this as a temporary fix, not doing the drilling as well. I found a spring in my spring set, just cable tied it from one to the other, and that should be enough to overcome gravity to keep this ball joint in place. That would be a temporary fix, not something I'd recommend permanent, but maybe it does last permanently. So that's how I fix mine. There's plenty of these YouTube videos on fixing wiper linkages on lots of different cars. Most cars are very, very similar mechanisms, and after about 15 years the grease in the joints all dries out, the plastic as part of the joint wears out, and it basically pops off. And then you normally find one of your windscreen wipers has stopped working. So I won't linger too long on this because loads of videos and it's a fairly simple job. The only other thing I'd mention is if your windscreen wiper is not parking correctly, when you turn off the windscreen wipers, it just stops where it is. Then that's controlled by a little piece of metal, a little bit of copper on here, connected to this wire that rests against a track that goes around in a circle. That can be fixed. I've fixed those in the past. You have to drill out these rivets, replace them with self-tapping screws so you can reassemble it, resolder on a piece of copper into the right position. You'll see when you take it apart. So that is also fixable as well. While you're at it, you probably want to clear out your panel under here. Probably get lots of debris. I've actually taken off both of the covers so I can get to both parts. Because I'm also going to run some wires which you can conveniently run from this drain piece of rubber here. This little hole goes up into this panel. Take any wires from the engine bay into here, and then just under there somewhere, I can see it, yeah, somewhere in there, yeah, just in there, there's a little rubber grommet that allows you to take wires into the passenger compartment, and underneath that cup holder, which comes out with just by removing one screw, and I think also, yeah, behind the digital clock you can get the wires to come out and go wherever you want inside the engine bay. So I've got a couple of gauges. I'm going to install a vacuum pressure / turbo pressure gauge and a fuel ratio meter, which is very useful for checking up on the tune of your engine, because it checks on how much fueling is going in and make sure it's the correct ratio with respect to the air. Something useful to diagnose any problems in the car as well as tuning it. So that's it. That's how to fix your windscreen wiper linkage arms on the Freelander one. Sorry it's so quick and not much detail in it, but there are lots of videos on this. Anyhow, good luck with yours and thanks for watching. Bye.